Can this one be the most luxurious, most modern home under 1,800 square feet? You tell me.
What's up, familia? I'm super excited to show you this modernized home. You're gonna see bells and whistles galore, but one of the things that I do want to show you a little bit later on in this video is going to be the mortgage payments, what that actually looks like for this particular property. Every once in a while throughout the video, you are going to see little images stick up. This is going to be an image of the actual floor plan like this. And I want you to know where you're at as I'm scrolling through this video so you have a good feel for the layout of this particular property. The second thing that I want to give you a heads up about is that this is a model home from ICI Homes. You're going to see a lot of bells and whistles. A lot of people typically will spend anywhere from 10 to 15% of the purchase price towards the upgrades, whether it be a combination of structural and aesthetics of what you see here. Okay, so and just to kind of give you a general idea, the purchase price at the time of this video, it's starting around the 480, 490s mark. So by the time you spend 50 to 75 grand in upgrades, you're going to be somewhere between the 550 to 600 range. Again, a lot of it just really kind of depends on how much you spend on those upgrades. So let's get into this kitchen. You see a lot of the backsplash, modernized backsplash. You do have different options. You don't have to particularly pick that, but you can have whatever you want. I'm also going to be scrolling the video up on top so you can see the ceilings. I wanted to show you that natural daylight coming up from those windows, because when you walk through a house, it's not something you particularly point out all the time, but it's just something that you feel. You can feel when there's not enough natural light. In this particular case, this one actually does. Another thing you're going to see is that throughout this whole floor plan, you have these soaring ceilings. You're talking about 12 feet ceilings throughout the whole house. So even though this is about an 1,800 square foot home, the soaring ceilings almost make it feel like it's 25 to 2,800 square feet, right? And I might be exaggerating there a little bit. Now, you're going to see a picture here of the mortgage payments. On this particular property, it's about $3,700. This will include the principal, interest, property taxes, and insurance. You're going to see it right there in that image, okay? I want you to know that's a ballpark figure, and that is also you. We're going to assume that you're putting 20% down. Most people at this point are either selling a house or just putting the 20% down from their equity, which helps them avoid the mortgage insurance, right? So now, as we're going through this particular room, you notice how they have it dressed up as a den. You can also actually use it as a dining room. It's interchangeable in the way you want to use it, and you'll have that option. But let's get into the owner suite. This particular room was phenomenal. I love it because it's just like you almost feel like a king and a queen in this room. You got that beautiful light fixture, those tray ceilings right there. And of course, you have it dressed up, right? Because you have these beautiful designers that know exactly what colors and what furniture to pick. And we also are going to get into that owner suite where you're going to see modernized touches. Pay attention to the flooring. Pay attention to the shower. Has beautiful details to the light fixtures. Absolutely amazing. Now, before I go into it a little bit more, my name's Jose Mejia. I'm a real estate agent here in the Tampa Bay area. All I really do is help buyers with builders. There's about 25 builders in the Wesley Chapel area because it's such a high demand area for people moving in here from out of state. And if you ever Google one of the suburbs in the Tampa Bay area, Wesley Chapel tends to be one of the most popular picked areas that most people move into. The reason being is because Wesley Chapel's been on fire for the past 10 to 15 years. I moved into the area around 2011. I actually live across the street from this particular community. And just to kind of give you an idea, we are in Wesley Chapel, and we are actually in the heart of Wesley Chapel. And what I mean by that is we're in the Wiregrass Ranch area. This is almost like the central part of Wesley Chapel. And if you do have children, know that the schools, both the elementary, which is the Wiregrass Elementary School, the John Long Middle School, and the Wiregrass Ranch High School, is literally a 5 to 7 minute drive there. Now, if you feel comfortable with your kids biking there, they can actually bike there as well, because a lot of people do that, okay? So the schools are right around the corner. They're highly rated. I'll let you guys do the research on that yourselves. Unless you want to message me, I'll be more than happy to help you out with that stuff as well. Now, my wife and I, we actually moved into this area in 2011, like I said before. We lived towards the Palm Harbor, Clearwater area, which most of you guys are familiar with the Clearwater Beach. We lived towards that area at that time, but we knew that it was time for us to get a little bit more settled down. And so we decided to move into the suburb, and we've been able to see this place grow so significantly, right? You got so many places and so many things to do around here, different restaurants and bars. You got the sports complex. That's a super, like a huge sports complex where there's a lot of sports coming in. There's actually a lot of states with their basketball teams, volleyball teams, baseball teams, soccer teams. They actually go in there. You see like tournaments going on almost every other weekend in that area. But on top of that, you got about 3 malls. You got about 4 different places where you can actually shop for groceries. And you got about 2 different hospitals that are well established. And it's about, I would say, a 3-minute drive from this particular community. And you got a third one coming in called the Orlando Health. So you got the Orlando Health coming up here pretty soon. Advent Health is already finished. And Baycare Health is also another hospital that is already finished. So this can work for so many different people. When I go into this particular home, I see like a young couple coming in here that is both enjoying the home, having their friends over, having their family over for entertainment. And as we get into this backyard area, you see this covered patio. I guess when I was talking about entertainment, it just made me think about this specific space where you can entertain people. And then if you notice, when I move the video to the right, you got that little middle space right there. Again, entertainment galore. This is an upgrade as well. It's something that you want to look into if it's something that you really want for yourselves. And then you got the little cooking area right there. You got the grill, you got the little hand sink over there. And on the right side of that little building right there, that's actually the garage. And a lot of times in Florida, the garage is actually in front of the home. And what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to show you the back side of the property. So what you find here in Persimmon Park is that the garage is actually on the back side of the home, which is absolutely awkward if you live here in Florida or if you've been here, because typically you'll find the garage in front of the home. So if you're from the Midwest, you might appreciate something like this. And if you're from the East Coast, I actually wouldn't know because I don't live in the East Coast. But nevertheless, it's something unique and it's actually pretty cool. I'm so curious to know what it is you loved about this home. And if you notice, this is the front side of the community where people can actually park by the sidewalks. But I want you to tell me in the comments, what did you love? What did you hate? And if you need my contact information, it is in the listing description below. Don't forget about the other videos that are going to pop up in your screen right now. Make sure you check them out.